Hello, friends. We are back shedding light on Ghosts Season 4. I am the illustrious Joe Dove. You may remember me from the other shows that I do here in the TV Scene Network. And we're talking um, the console room that hopefully will return on a later date. Of course, This Dungeon, which is coming out with some new episodes this year. Very excited for that. 2025 is going to be a big year. And of course, the beloved show that everybody was talking about, and that is 1 week later. We're going to be doing a lot more of those pretty soon, so stay with us. We're going to have a ball. Of course, like I said, I'm Joe Dove. It is great to be with you guys here. I am going through these because I keep blocking everything. Don't like that. All right, well, I'll keep it this one. Yeah, we're going to be talking about so many great things about this season of Ghost. It has been a blast. I think this show is just keeps knocking it out of the park. So let's get into First Glance. We had a ball getting into everything that was going on this season. We had so much going on this season without a big mystery arc. I thought it was a good time just to kind of keep going with everything that was happening. We had, of course, Pete going on his crazy adventures. We had so much antics with the in-laws coming in for the series finale wrap. And of course, we had a lot of great comings together with Siopsis and Thorfinn. So we had a lot of fun. And one of the highlights for sure at first glance as we overlook the entire series of season 4 is the, of course, return of the Farnsbys returning. That was probably one of the things that I was hoping would happen because, I mean, it's Cousin Larry. We always want to see Cousin Larry come back to television. He was in the She-Hulk show, which obviously we know got canceled, and she will be in Star Trek, which you can go check our other channel, our sister channel, and that is the Captain's Quadrant. We'll be talking all about Starfleet Academy next year. But we're getting into Ghosts. And, of course, one of the highlights of this season was the amazing episode where Sad Farnsby's had to deal with Sam accidentally creating a rift between the neighbors. The Henry Farnsby moved into Woodstone, and I thought the hilarity really ensued with that. Of course, we got to go back to the beginning. I just talked about one of the highlights. We're going to go all the way back where we had to deal with Patience. We had a Tourette's type of character, which I thought was a very nice introduction and a new person to add into the cast. Of course, she went back into the dissidence of the darkness of the dirt, walking out through the basement, but it was very interesting when Patience came back and the kind of manipulation that the good captain was trying to make with Sam. I thought it was worth a shot, but ultimately didn't work. And of course, Sopsies also got caught up with Patience nonsense. So it was amazing to get that. And of course, there's a lot of parent visiting in this season. It was very cool to see Sam's parents and Jay's parents both come in and deal with what was going on. Of course, again, I'm Joe Dove. This is To Be Seen. We have been gone for a little bit, but we do that. We take little breaks because people need to rest up and recalculate and then rewind and come back. And we're here, we're clear, and we're ready to rock and roll. I would really appreciate a subscribe if you can hit that subscribe button and a like. It's absolutely free. It does so much wonders for us, and it does good for you because it's the Christmas season. This is obviously going to be released around that time. And it's the spirit of giving. And giving a like doesn't cost you anything. It just helps your heart grow 2 sizes. Or is it 10 sizes? I don't know. I haven't seen The Grinch in a long time. But we're going to get back into the overhaul of the season. We had Halloween, where we had to deal with the witch, which was a kind of a fun one, where Patience put Sam on a witch trial. I thought that was a fun, keen way to bring Patience further in. We get to see Patience's power. She can make the walls bleed, which is perfect because in the later episode, you still see some of the blood on the walls, which I thought was hysterical. The show is continuously making me laugh in a time where I need the laughs. So I thought that was fantastic. Of course, we had to deal with the work retreat where Trevor's old work buddies come in to get a retreat at the Woodstone. It kind of helps the Woodstone a little bit financially. And of course, Hetty and Sass start a rumor about Pete, which kind of just goes chaotic and causes further destruction. A star is dead. So there was usage of the barn where they turned it into a theater play, and they basically had Sass fall in love with one of the production assistants and cast members on on the show, and actually Sam steps up to the plate and becomes her childhood dream and goes through with being in the play that she never got to be in, and she does a great job. It's weird that they never come back to that for the rest of the season, but that was still a great one-off episode, and that's what's great about this ensemble comedy. The hilarity ensues with so much, especially when Sass goes into Jay's dreams, and then Jay suddenly has a thing for the stage person and starts following her on social media, which comes back up in the last episode. Then we have the primary source, the sixth episode of the season, right before the Sad Farnsby, which is my favorite episode of the season, where Samantha and Jay both throw caution to the wind and money to the wind when they decide to convert a huge rundown country estate they inherited into a bed and breakfast, only to find out so much more. The primary source, which is such a good episode. And they find out that it's such a blast in that one. It was weird. That's not right. Of course, the last two episodes are a very Arandakar Christmas Part 1. A leaky water heater has a possession throw. So we're going to now get into the thick of it. So we're going to focus on the last two episodes. All right. So, I did say the Sad Farnsbys was the highlight of the season for me because we got to see our good buddy from the show that I grew up watching and loving, and that's Perfect Strangers. Cousin Larry came, and as Henry Farnsbury, they got into the thick of it, being jamming bros because they were doing some work for the barn to make the restaurant that they were going to build. And of course, the piping was wrong. So Jay was trying to hide it, but the Farnsby comes over because Sam kind of gets in the thick of it with the Farnsby wife and kind of uses the metaphor of a book they both agree on because they're trying to get in nice with the Farnsbys, and it kind of blows up in Sam's face, and it's pretty funny. But the connection that Jay and Henry from the Farnsbys get into has worked really well. And of course, Thorfinn using his son to get to the bottom of exactly what it was that caused the big rift in the Farnsbys. And we thought it was the actual anniversary, and they set up a beautiful dinner to kind of get everything all fixed up. But as it would turn out, it wasn't the dinner that did that issue. It was actually their upside down pineappling. That was the anniversary of their upside down pineappling, and I thought that was hysterical. That's the reason why she was mad, and kind of everything worked out, and they kind of forgave the occurrence. And then we got to break down into a very Akarandar Christmas parts 1 and 2. This was really, really great, wholesome television. You got a spirit that wanted to see his daughter and his grandson one last time before they ended up having to move to Australia. And of course, the possession. What a way to get out of the typical set of the house. They actually went off into another home and probably just another set, but they went off into Pennsylvania because while they were trying to, the ghosts were trying to talk Jay and Sam through fixing the broken water heater, while Jay's parents are coming over, and Sam is just trying to get approval from Jay's parents so hard that they kind of have this very awkward tension that I thought was also a one fun layer of comedy that just kind of fits so well. But she's trying so hard to impress Sam is trying so hard to impress Jay's mom that she's going all crazy and everything like that. And they, of course, have no hot water. So they said, okay, the basement ghosts can just kind of go and walk them through it. And as they're doing so, they touch something that was electric, and they are now possessed by Pete and Nancy, the basement ghosts. I thought that this was probably one of the funnier episodes of the season. They really knew how to wrap up the season with this part one, this two-parter that actually was fantastic. It was an actual hour-long farewell for Christmas, because Christmas is next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. Yeah, it was a lot of fun because we got to see Sam portraying Nancy, which I thought she did a great job, actually. Her desire to taste the sweets of avocados in guacamole, and she's kind of just eating it as she would a cholera victim, with her hands instead of using chips to dip it out and eat it. I thought was really hysterical and fit so well. So the other thing that was funny is Sam was going to drive. Since she got possessed by Nancy, she figured, well, if I drive to the front of the estate, I can get Nancy out of me, and we can get that possession handled. Of course, she ruins the brand new Audi that they got. If you know anything about Audis, I mistakenly hit one, rear-ended one years ago, and of course that cost me a lot of money. So I know how expensive Audis can be, and I can only imagine, because she pretty much wrapped it around the stone gate and really did some damage. And it didn't look that bad until they like pan the camera on the other side, and you're like, oh, that's toast. So that was pretty interesting. But when one of the best things about that is that Nancy had a better connection with Jay's mom than Sam did, because Nancy just kept it to herself. And the actress who plays Sam just did such a fantastic job handling being Nancy. I thought it was incredible. They really did such a great job with mimicking her, the movements, her even kind of puffing herself up. I thought it was just absolutely amazing. It was so much fun. The other thing was the moment that they're sharing tea, where she guzzles down the chai tea, and it's like, it's really hot. And she even sounded like Nancy. And I'm not sure if there was some voiceover work that was handled there, but it was really funny, and I absolutely loved it. It was just one of the things that I'm going to be graciously remembering for a long time when it comes to Ghosts and the season of the show. Of course, there's the backstory where how Sopsies and Thorfinn became friends, because they were original inhabitants of that area before there were houses or mansions or roads in that area. Of course, Thor actually learned how to speak the Native American tongue of Sopsies, so I thought that was pretty dope, and that came full circle as of course Thor told Flower that of course Flower, who forgets everything, remembers that Jay is actually a virgin, 500-year-old virgin. And I thought it was kind of funny that they tried to get Pete's ex-wife to sleep with Sops, and he's like, no, I'm good, I don't want to do that. And I thought that was actually really funny. Of course, the really touching moment was fun and weird touching was when Jay got possessed by Pete. You have this like wholesome moment, and they said, okay, we're going to expel the ghost from the body. This possession will be finished. Of course, they do it from a YouTube video. Like so many of us go to YouTube to get like lessons on how to do things. Like I just went to YouTube to learn some Excel stuff. It's a must, and it works, but not all the time, and not as you expect it, because of course we had Sam trying to expel the evil ghost from Jay, and didn't realize that Pete's spirit is so pure that Jay was the one that gets expelled. So I thought that was great. And of course, Pete hears about his daughter moving to Australia. It was his last chance to see his family. So he basically takes Jay and goes on a trip to Pennsylvania to go see his daughter. Of course, Jay, once he figures it out, is very sentimental and is actually a very awesome guy too. And he's like, no, he can go. Let him go meet his daughter. But the surprise to me, the question had come up during these moments where, what would happen if Pete starts disappearing and leaves Jay's body, and Jay's spirit is here at the house? And we get an answer to that. Jay literally becomes like a zombie, because the moment where Pete gets to hug his daughter one last time, and the power of love kind of seeps through the spirit and pulls it out of Jay, and we get Jay the zombie. And the guy does a great job of playing his own, and like the way his face was and everything, absolutely fantastic. Meanwhile, Ghost Jay is there at the house, and he's getting all the deets and how all the ghosts are. He's getting to meet all of them. It's quite a great experience, and the was so well written this season. And I'll get into that in the wrap. Yeah, they wrapped it up really good this season. Like I said, we got these touching moments between Pete and his family, his grandson. Of course, we got those heady, snarky comments. No, the little bastard. Yeah, but when Jay actually is a ghost and he finds out how proud his dad is of his abilities to cook because he's a great chef and he's a master chef, and he gets all this high praise from his father, and it really puts a tear in his eyes. And of course, I can't forget about the cameo. Jay's dad is actually played by the guy who was in the train station with Neo in the Matrix when that train world that only the train man ran, and they were taking programs that were getting threatened of obsolescence or deletion, and he takes him to another part of the Matrix. It was the same actor, and it was really good to see him, and that was amazing because I hadn't seen him. I'm sure he does other shows. I just hadn't seen him around in a while. But as soon as he spoke when they came into the mansion, I knew exactly who that was. I was like, oh, that's the guy from the Matrix. I haven't seen him in forever, since the Matrix. Again, I'm sure he's been in a lot of other stuff, but again, I hadn't seen him in anything, so it was really nice to see that actor appear on the show. And I thought that the semblance between the two of them, the resemblance, was actually quite cool. So it was really well done. And what I want to wrap on all of this is this show has just this amazing ability to both make you laugh and get into your heartfelt strings. They do such a good job of tugging those moments. Last year, we got the moment where we found out how Hetty died. She actually hung herself with the phone cord because that's how she saved Flower. She unraveled the phone cord and that pulled Flower out of the hole. And, this season we've got the name of the restaurant. They named it after Jay's dad. And I think that was an extremely touching moment. And of course, we got one of the things that Samantha always wanted was to be in the group family chat, and now she was accepted into the chat. And 6 people in it now, but of course that was part of the whole thing. And we got such sentimental moments that just work so well with the show, and I absolutely love it. I can't wait for the next season. I really hope you guys join us next year as we dive into the rest of Ghosts. I'm sure it's going to be greenlit for season 5. It's Paramount, so this might be the 5th and final season. You know how these things go, and it would kind of parallel to the way that the Ghosts UK went. I'm actually starting to watch that, and I'm going to be coming back here in time to talk about the British version of Ghosts, because I thought, why not? Watching the 5th season, it might be good to go one by one by each season. I'm going to have a little bit of time as I'm looking for new employment. Life is life, and sometimes you think you can really do a new challenge, and the challenge is a little bit more than you can handle. So it's my moment to kind of transition into something new, and hopefully I can land on my feet and be with you in good spirits and keep this wonderful setup and world around me. So I appreciate you checking out Ghosts season 4 wrap up. That was the wrap. I'm Joe Dove. This is To Be Seen. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would mean a lot and help us a lot if you definitely share this with like 10 of your friends. That would be amazing. All right. We'll see you next time. We will come back with a 1 week later pretty soon with Billy. We're going to be chatting about some fun movies. We might even do Joker. I know I will say that's 2 months later. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.